Yo, what's good with it? What's poppin'? Here with another segment of 4th and 1 right here on 2026 Radio Row, the Super Bowl 60.
Yeah.
We're blessed with an opportunity to talk to a person, an athlete, a person who has a biopic from the
Yes.
legendary Dwayne Johnson, Mr. Mark Kerr.
Oh man,
Smashing machine.
Yeah, you don't understand. Like this is like I don't get starstruck very often, Cam. Like seriously.
Yeah, thank you.
Seriously, man. Because it's just one where like for me, watching you just chart your own course, own path, have your own. For me as an athlete, as a person, it meant a lot, right? It meant a lot. So thank you for having me. This is
I want to talk about the idea of somebody playing you.
Yeah.
And what did that process look like? What was those conversations like?
Yeah.
What was the whole?
It's so Dwayne needed something from me. Like when him and I would talk, right? And he would talk about like what were you feeling in these moments? Like he was digging for I call them emotional nuggets, right? Like something he can anchor himself to and go like, oh, that's that feeling, right? And then he looks in himself like he's gone through a lot of struggles too. His hasn't been this just rise to the top.
Yeah.
And so, through the whole process, it was incredible amount of respect they paid because, like Dwayne would say, you're alive. It's a biopic. I have feedback from you, right? You're not in the grave, right? So it was new territory for Dwayne and Emily. They had never done a biopic where the person or people are alive. So the process was they held it in a lot of reverence, a lot of respect.
Yes.
And they're very diligent about getting details right and understanding the complexities of what was going on with me at the time. And it's just like mad respect for how much detail went into it.
Just honestly, I haven't watched the movie.
Yeah.
But what I will say is this. I have a sense of every athlete understands the story that is probably being told of misunderstanding and battling with mental health.
Oh my God. So Cam, this is what's like God has put me in this position, I believe.
Yes, sir.
To be this vulnerable person, to understand like talking about stuff that's deep. Like as a man, I'm supposed to just right? I'm supposed to eat my feelings, and it's like that's not who I am though.
Correct.
Right? My strength and power is connecting with another human being, right? Like I'll call it my superpower. It's like you want to sit down and you want to get real with me, I can get real with you. Because I want to talk about real things, man. The struggles that I went through, like my life has had this up and down, up and down, up and down. And sometimes it's hit so far bottom. I said the worst place I've ever been is when I've had no hope. Like a hopeless state of mind where I didn't know how to get out of the place I was in. And grabbing on that little, and you know what's crazy? Like the person around me, you get one person that still had belief in you. And that was the lifeline, man. Like you still believe in me when I don't believe in myself. And that's the miracle of this process of like people showing up in my life at the exact moment I needed that. And Dwayne's one of them.
Man, that's nuts.
Crazy,
It's so beautiful to kind of talk about. But what I would share is this. There comes a time where every bold personality is misunderstood.
Oh, for sure.
And as you were talking, I'm sitting there saying, I know we don't have enough airtime to kind of talk about how you're able to kind of know that somebody's looking at you like, oh my God, he's so big, he's so scary.
Yeah.
But then when they talk to you, you have to make sure that you conform into a digestible version.
Sure.
That they not look at you as a monster.
So here's the crazy thing. Like through my fighting career, when somebody would engage with me and talk with me, they didn't understand it was a backhanded compliment going, oh my God, you speak so well. On the other side of it, I was going, what'd you think? I was an idiot?
Yes.
Right? And so everybody has this projection of like when they look at you and they have a certain thing and you don't meet up to it, or so it's one of those like through my MMA career, man. I they didn't have a standard of what it was to be a mixed martial artist. They didn't know. So I showed up I literally, Cam, I showed up at like the press conferences, everybody's in tracksuits and t-shirts. I showed up in a $1,000 Calvin Klein suit that I couldn't afford. Because I was setting a standard of what I wanted to be, not what they expected me to be.
Can I ask you a very sensitive topic? Have you been able to identify what your triggers are?
Yeah.
And being in such a violent sport, when it happens in everyday life, how were you able to cope with that?
Oh.
And what were they? If you don't
well, you know what? Part of what I never had a pause button. I didn't know how to pause. Like I would emotionally react to my environment and everything around it. You challenge me, you challenge me. It was this part of me where I didn't know how to pause in those moments. And those were my triggers. It's like this reaction to everything around me without having the ability to pause for a minute, a second, and just gather myself, and then contemplate the next step forward. And so, it's this incredible thing. Like even through the experience of Dwayne making a movie and doing all this, like I had to remind myself, like the only thing that I could do is be present. I had to be where my feet are. I would say to myself, be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. Because then in that moment when I'm present, I can be grateful. I can have humility. And it's these avenues that I never had before. Like through this process, I'm like, oh my gosh, man, it's such a blessing because I didn't have this stuff. Like I just ran into the wall 10 times in a row before somebody goes, hey,
fighter mentality. Like I gotta just keep going.
Gotta keep going, man.
Conquering it.
I'll say this though, Mark, you have no idea the battles that I fight internally.
No, man.
And having a person that knows, like, bro, we could be in the grocery store.
Oh yeah.
And if you make eye contact,
it's
like as a warrior, everybody, like it's a tricky thing to be like, yo, bro, I'm different, and knowing that it takes a look where it's like, excuse me, sir. Hold on.
Yeah.
And
I got it.
like
I got it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What's hard for me sometimes is realizing that there's nobody around me that empathizes that feeling. And for me, that's triggering.
Yeah.
Because what my sport taught me was I fear no man. Even though you're bigger than me, you're strong, it don't matter. You're going to get a version of me that I have to turn into. It's almost like you have children.
So I have a 21-year-old son.
So if somebody plays with your son, bro, it could be whoever. Knowing that you don't worry about the what you're putting yourself into to save that. All you know is I have to save myself.
Absolutely, for sure.
And thank you for being a vessel for guys like me to be able to say, dang, I know what you feel, bro. And it's a very empty space sometimes.
It completely.
But it's one of those things that if you know, bro, it's an appreciation that will always supersede.
It's because that allows us to connect.
Yes.
Because it's one where like until I was able to verbalize and talk to somebody, I thought I was alone. I couldn't figure that, like, why am I feeling? Why am I doing? And then once I started connecting with other alphas, understand like, oh, I got it. I got it.
Man, listen.
I got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mark Kerr, bro, the legend. Please, and I'm gonna take this challenge to watch the biopic. I would love to get your information because, there's not a lot of people that can feed off, and as the Bible says, iron sharpens iron. And I know you could be a good, vessel for me, man. Thank you so much for your time.
No, Cam, this is my pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, brother.